What are we talking about? Practice?
Wow, winning.
MMA UK Podcast. MMA UK Podcast. Steve Brigg, John Boy McElroy.
Every Sunday.
Sunday.
Hello and welcome to Martial Arts Chat here on MMA UK Podcast. We're here, we're live, and we're ready to round up another week of mixed martial arts. And on today's show, we'll be speaking to light heavyweight MMA fighter and former Lonsdale heavyweight champion Stuart the He-Man Austin. We'll also be giving away prizes for one lucky winner from our competition last week. And my man with the plan, Steve Brigg, has got some more goodies for you to win later in the show as well. And finally, we'll be talking some good old MMA with our panel, looking ahead to UFC 205. And of course answering some fan questions as well. So at this time, let's hear from our fighter interview this week, which was none other than Stuart the He-Man Austin. Hello and welcome to Martial Arts Chat here on MMA UK Podcast. And I'm delighted to say we have returning to the show Stuart He-Man Austin. And Stuart, it's a pleasure to have your time again here today on the show, sir.
Thanks, John. It's always good to speak to you.
Let's get straight into Euro FC 1, the new era. And it was a new era for yourself, sir, making the move down to light heavyweight. Before we get to your impressive victory, sir, how did you find training and weight cut getting down to the required weight, sir?
It wasn't too bad, to be honest. I've taken my time. I spent I think it was 10 or 11 weeks slowly getting down to the weight, so it wasn't a sort of brutal cut. I went from 100. I started my camp at 109 kilos, and obviously weighed in at 93.3. So yes, it was good, but I took my time to do it.
Yeah, gave yourself plenty of time, and that training certainly paid off. You were up against a very experienced fighter in Naz Van Noord. What did you make of the Dutchman, and how pleased were you with your performance?
Sort of going into it, he's got some good wins on his record. He's got some, but it's one of those ones. He's got some good wins on his record, and he's got a few losses which are sort of a bit questionable. But I was just kind of going in prepared for he is a well-rounded fighter, and I was going in prepared for a well-rounded fighter who's been the distance before, and I was planning to just have a 3-round war.
Yeah.
So to get him out of there really quick, pretty much even all the times he saw me and stuff, I think around the week and the weigh-ins and stuff like that, he's trying to play the sort of mind games and stuff, and that really doesn't bother me, especially at light heavyweight. I'm used to at heavyweight, seeing these monsters standing opposite me.
Yeah.
And then when you see someone who looks a lot more human,
yeah,
a lot less enhanced, it's a lot less intimidating. So I didn't really care. So I think the fact that I really just couldn't care less about him, I think was threw him off a little bit.
Yeah, and in terms of the fight itself, sir, did everything go as you expected? Did the game plan, if you like, did it play out as you envisioned?
The game plan was basically to start stand striking with him. I thought I'd let him feel my power. Then he'd shoot on me. I'd stuff the shot, take him down, and then finish him on the floor. I didn't actually throw a single shot on the feet. He came out trying to be quite busy. Didn't really land anything. He landed, or he threw one head kick which I blocked, but apart from that, nothing else landed. And he shot immediately. I think I was walking him down, putting a lot of pressure, and I think he was just basically worried about my power.
Yep.
I stuffed his shot, took him down. He sort of held on for a little bit. I got back up. A few little scrambles. I took him down again, and then as soon as I started landing shots, he basically just sort of wilted under the pressure. Yeah, and Mark Goddard jumped in and stopped the fight. So, yeah, so it was really good. In all honesty, I threw a knee, an elbow, and less than 10 punches, and, it was over. It was pretty good.
Perfect performance, sir. And just touching on going back to your heavyweight career, you're always known as one of the guys more active as a heavyweight in terms of your fighting style. You got a lot of manoeuvrability, a lot of footwork there. Is that something that is that a skill that maybe is less, you can utilise less in a light heavyweight division for you going forward, sir?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm still going to be one of the more mobile guys out there. In all honesty, I think towards like my last couple of heavyweight fights, my last few heavyweight fights, I think my mobility was actually like a disadvantage because I started seeing it as integral to my game plan.
Right.
I had all my best fights like moving forward, and I do move, use a lot of lateral movement in
Yes.
and out, but I think I started worrying too much about these heavyweights, like and trying to avoid them and this and that and avoid these exchanges. And I think if like you can see in the Mark Godbeer fight, like I'm too worried about what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything I do is happening, is working for me, and you know, I was watching the fight, and like the more you can see, I'm like, I'm worried about that. And if you give someone, you know, if you keep moving away from someone, taking that pressure off, then it allows them to, you know, feel more free, sort of be under less danger. So I think at heavyweight, I think sort of it's I needed to use less movement, a little bit less. You know, I think sometimes that can be too much of a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've kind of rediscovered that watching videos, watching some of my older fights, watching some of the guys I want to be fighting like, and talking with my coaches and stuff. So yeah.
Just since you brought him up, your old teammate there, Mark Godbeer, in terms of Bama, is that something that's still on your radar? What can you tell us about your Bama career? Is that something that's still in the future for you, sir?
Yeah, I'm not signed with anyone at the moment. At the moment, I'm looking for a fight, hopefully before Christmas. I've not burnt any bridges anywhere. Like I said to when I was speaking to the guys at Barron before, Jude, I said to him, like, look, I want to take a fight somewhere else, and then we can talk after and see what's sort of available. You know, I sort of put my cards on the table. Like, I'm not someone who's gonna, you know, jump left and right and whatever, but I like to, you know, keep my options open at the moment. I want to get a single fight before Christmas, and then in the new year, that's when I'd like to be looking at committing perhaps to one of the promotions. But as of yet, like I'm no big decisions on that.
Fair play, sir. And just going back to Godbeer again for a minute, his last fight, obviously against yourself, as we said, he gets a victory and now gets a call up to the UFC. When you hear that news, does that motivate you in terms of your career? You know, potentially that's a promotion we might see Stuart Austin in the very near future. What's your thoughts there, sir?
It's mixed. It's like, obviously I'm happy for Mark. You know, it's great for him. Mm-hmm. Very disappointed as well in myself, in that, you know, I know that could have been my call up. You know, we had a close fight. He was the one who landed that a little bit harder first, and it could have gone either way. So that I find that a little bit frustrating, but it's also, you know, it's quite. It does kind of say that I'm in the mix with those guys. You know, those UFC caliber guys. I am there. I am able to compete with them. But I'm in no rush at the moment, to be honest. I want to take some time in this new division, get real comfortable, and you know, sort of climb up the rankings slowly in Europe, and then look to climb higher.
Excellent, sir. And what about heavyweight then? Is that ship sailed? Or would we ever see you? I know you're wanting to say you're looking to make moves in the light heavyweight division, but is the option of heavyweight, is that still open to you?
Yes, I would say so. But everything has to be right, you know. Yeah. I you know, like, there's no point cutting to a new division and doing all that hard work and really putting the time in there if you're just gonna kind of bounce about. But the sort of inner competitor in me, you know, one day, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but I think the inner competitor in me sort of sees that heavyweight division and wants, you know, I return. Maybe, you know, it might be 5 years time, or maybe, you know, I don't know when it'll be, but if the right fight came up now, if the right fight, the right situation, the right money, then I wouldn't object to a fight in heavyweight now. But I think right now my home is light heavyweight.
And coming back to present day, then, like we said, you have this victory in your light heavyweight debut. You've got a lot of momentum. I know you've been active, as always, on social media, saying you're keen to get another fight. You've mentioned hopefully something in December. Stuart, I feel I have to ask, sir, but is there anything you can tell us and your fans just how hungry is the He-Man for another fight, sir?
I'm very excited. In all honesty, I'd rather my fight was in November, to be honest.
Yep.
sooner rather than later. I'm still in shape. I didn't take any damage in that fight. I'm speaking to some of the big players in the UK, and just going to sort of see how it plays out at the moment. At the moment, there's nobody's. I've not been offered opponents or an actual anything really confirmed, but I'm just kind of sort of touching base with people, starting to make those connections. It's only been almost 4 days since I fought, so we're just starting to get into it now. But I'm pretty sure I should be able to fight before the end of the year.
Excellent stuff. Well, Stuart, it's been an absolute pleasure getting your time on the show again today. Best of luck in your new light heavyweight adventure, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon, sir.
Thank you very much, John.
Awesome stuff from the He-Man, and best of luck in his light heavyweight adventure as well. At this time, I'd like to bring in my man with the plan, Steve Brigg, who can tell us about this week's winner for some good old Godbeer goodies, and also how to enter this week's competition as well. Steve, what you got, mate? What you got for us, sir, regarding Stuart Austin and who wins our Godbeer goodies?
Well, our Godbeer goodies, that is going to... Do we have a drum roll thing? Mark Breon is the winner of that. I believe Mr. Godbeer is sending us some signed gloves. I'm just awaiting them in the post. So when I get them, I shall pass them on to Mark Breon. I'll message him on Facebook, and we shall arrange sending them to him.
Well done, Mark. You get yourself some signed gloves straight from the hand of Godbeer. And how about Stuart Austin? He's feeling. Do you like that? That's all right. A wee bit of alliteration.
That was good.
There you go. That's how we do it. Austin, then the He-Man. What have we got? Some goodies and a question, if you will, for a giveaway.
Okie dokie. I believe again, Stuart Austin is sending us some gloves as well. He was having a rummage through his old sweaty kit bag last time I spoke to him, so hopefully it's gloves and not like a jock strap or something.
That would be good. Yeah,
I feel that'd be less of an incentive to listen to our podcast. Question wise, we shall go from this one. We'll put this on Facebook as well, so you guys don't have to remember it straight off the bat.
Right.
But we'll go for a Cage Warriors one.
Oh.
Who is Paddy Pimblett's next opponent?
Paddy Pimblett.
That's big news at the moment, so
guys making
give
a lot of noise.
Warriors some love on this question.
Yeah, man, we need to get on top of that Cage Warrior stuff. It's been too Bama heavy. I need to spread the love, Steve, and
yeah, I think we should get some Scousers on it.
Yeah, because
I like to see you trying to understand Scousers.
I'll get some thick Glaswegian chat on, and for you, and then you can do the same with the Scouse chat. That sounds like a plan. Well, speaking of a plan going forward, at this time, let's bring in the rest of our panel then, Steve. So let's introduce our panel this week. We have, of course, Mr. Victor Vargas of MMA Wreckage and James Saddington of the Sprawl. Gentlemen, thank you very much for giving us your time here on the MMA UK podcast. Did we just lose both of them?
I'm all alone.
We seem to be all by ourselves.
Hello,
hello, sir. Hello, can you hear me?
Didn't have anything for a second there. Yeah, you just got in there. There we go.
Excellent. And how about Victor? Victor, can you hear us, sir?
I got rid of him. Sorry.
Oh, we've killed him off. We've killed off Victor. That's never good. Well, we'll try and get Victor back later on, but we'll carry on as a. I was going to say as a three-way there. Is that the right chat?
John, if that's what this evening's come to, it's a Sunday evening. Why not?
I don't think I should be.
Out, let's have fun.
Okay. Well, let's look at this stat card then, guys. We have.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Victor, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I think I just had some audio difficulties. Yeah, I'm here. I'm good though. I can hear
Excellent. Well, disappointing news, Steve. It's no longer a three-way.
It's a four-way.
It's a four-way. It's getting even more exciting. There we go, guys. So we have a full house. Excellent. We're all here and we're all ready to look through this stat card, UFC 205 in New York. Probably not enough time to get through all the fights. So what I've decided here, guys, really I'm kind of telling you instead of asking you. We'll concentrate on the title fights. But there's just so many to get through, and we'll probably do this again next week. So if it's okay, in the interest of good timekeeping, we'll start with the welterweight title fight. where we're looking at Tyron Woodley versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. As we saw at the press conference, the chosen one, he's not feeling the love